As far as the interior, this truck would be, this is an XL, 2022 F-350, and it's an XLT. It's exactly what I would order for a work truck. We definitely can test these trucks. We test our Rams on a daily basis. Well, we got our first load loaded up on the Ford. Just have a little walk around here, make sure everything looks pretty good. We're good to go. Gonna go about 35 kilometers or so just up to St. George. So far, so good. We'll have to see what it's like on this little travels here. It didn't go down too much. Didn't go down maybe, the suspension went down maybe an inch or two. Come with us for our journey here and we'll see what it's like on our first roll. This would be compared to our Bighorns. We'll do a bit of a video inside one of the Bighorn trucks. And because this would be the equivalent to how we dress up our Bighorns. It's got vinyl floor. I actually prefer that in the truck. Have decent screen, so very comparable to our Bighorns that way. It wouldn't be compared to the Longhorns or the Limiteds that we have, but for as a Bighorn, this would be very, very similar. Too soon to tell fuel mileage yet. One thing that is nice about it is it comes. Well, this one did anyways. It comes with a 182 liter tank, something like that. So it's definitely got a nice fuel tank, which is important, right? Because or else you're filling up 2-3 times a day, which is extremely annoying. So it's got the good fuel capacity on it. I don't know. I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be a little bit worse on fuel. Our trucks with the Cummins, they're pretty fuel efficient. So I would think that it won't be as good as them, but whether or not if it's within a few liters, it really doesn't matter. It has good road manners and stuff, so I like it. I'm comfortable driving it. It definitely, I would say, it definitely rides even loaded, like with the trailer on, smoother than the Rams. But we'll have to get the feedback from all the other guys too. And my truck, I've got 19.5s on it, so that may hinder the ride on it a little bit, but I wouldn't. Even if I think back when I had my 17s on, it rode pretty rough. So I guess I could check the ply of tire on this thing too, because it's my trucks will all have. My truck's got 16 ply, and the other truck's probably heavier yet. But I would assume this would be 10 ply, just like my other Rams. So it's going to be a fun little comparison, and you always hear people talking about, oh, which truck. So this thing does do okay. I'm not crazy about the engine brake. The Jake brake on these things are not even the same zip code as the Cummins. I'm on the brakes a lot more on this truck. What's interesting is our trailers, some of our oldest trailers, we've got 300,000-400,000 kilometers out of the brakes on them, which I don't think this truck would allow that. You definitely use more trailer brakes on these Fords, just due to the fact that the Jake brake's not that strong. On our Rams, we can come to a stop at a stoplight just by tapping the brakes, and the truck will slow down. When we left this farm here with this Genie lift, it was a bit of a downhill, and I was on the brakes where the Cummins, you wouldn't have that. It would just hold you back down the hill. Maybe a deal breaker if you do this for a few weeks. It could be something you're like, no way, but especially when you come from the transport world, when you're driving transport trucks, your Jake brake is everything. You're always using Jake brake, downshifting and stuff. So for a driver coming from a big truck like me, I would miss my Cummins right now. But we're gonna keep driving this thing, keep trying it out, It just skipped 10 to 8 right now on a little incline. It definitely likes to shift its gears. But as far as the road manners, rides nice, drives nice, stays on the road nice. Things not bouncing around all over the place. So those are all wins for sure. Getting a little bit of rain here, but hopefully that'll pass for when we unload so we don't get wet. Maybe it's just this truck. Maybe people can comment in the comment section there if they have this problem, but man, the mirrors shake. I do not like shaky mirrors, and this thing, the mirrors shake. You might be able to see it later. They vibrate a lot. I don't really like that, but maybe it's just this truck. I don't know. I want to know what it's going to be like once we get a load on it to see the ride height, see how much the truck squats, because with the Rams, all of them have air ride. Super awesome feature, love that feature. But anyways, we'll see how it handles that way. And I guess if it was a problem, you could always put air ride in this thing, like the helpers. But yeah, we'll have to see how it handles this. We're pulling a 35-foot gooseneck here, and we don't use fifth wheels. We just use the gooseneck ball. But I got a Diamond C trailer here, and it is, and I got the shocker hitch on. But it is clunking like crazy. Like, I don't have that in my truck. That would get old real fast. So I don't know what that's all about, but you can just hear it clunking a bit. One thing this thing doesn't do, which my truck does, which makes me happy, is they have this thing on the new Rams that if you leave it running, and you get out of the truck and you shut the door, the freaking horn honks and you can't turn it off. So this truck doesn't do that. So good for Ford for making that not making that a mandatory thing. Apparently it's something to do with leaving kids in your vehicle or something running. But anyways, I'm happy that this truck doesn't do that. So there's a win for Ford on that. Nothing worse than the horn beeping away. It is brand new, so might not always be 100% fair because the truck probably does need a bit of time for a break-in period. And I don't know the DEF consumption of it yet either. Sometimes new trucks, they drink a bit of DEF. Right now we do have the ELD in it, so we'll do some stats on the truck over the next week. We'll get some fuel mileage. We keep really good track of all our trucks, so I'll be able to do a real good comparison on that. Loaded, empty, all that kind of stuff. Like and subscribe, and we'll have some fun with the Fords versus Rams.